You're not listening, right? You're too busy telling your story because it's powerful to you as a body, but it is destroying you as a spirit because you're identifying with your trauma and pain. You're not letting go of it and moving on to a new place of co-creation and perspective, right? Telling us what you were for years to justify what's happening now is a victim space, and I want you to come out of that. I'm not saying you haven't had harm done to you, right? If you choose worry, you'll always be worrying because there's always something to worry about, okay? And if you think that there's going to be a place you can go where you're not subject to some evil scum coming in and taking what you got, it doesn't exist. That place doesn't exist. So your safety and your lack of worry is going to have to come from within, your security, because it's not going to come from without. And again, this is why we find ourselves in codependent relationships, because someone somewhere is representing safety for us or promising us safety, and all they really are doing as a functionality is enabling us to remain the same and to not grow and to not change our perspective. No people, places, or things can create completion and safety for you. It has to come from within. The way that happens, ironically enough, is getting away from people, places, and things that represent safety to you that are only creating enabling victimhood. Okay? So I get it. We've all had trauma done to us. I'm not invalidating your walk. We've all been violated. The root word is violence. Violation is violence. It's to cause loss, injury, and harm, and have property taken from you. I'm interested in getting to the root of what's making you think and feel and act the way that you are, because I think that it's to your own detriment. We have to move on to the trauma from the trauma, and we have to see these things that have happened to us as happening for us, right? That's just the way that we use the mind science to judo this perspective. These things that hurt us can happen for us if we allow for a space of growth and development through the pain, through the security. And bam, where do we always get to? A space of faith. In the spiritual realm, all roads lead back to this one truth and one self-understanding, because we've all had the same experiences. We've all been violated. We've all been broken. We've all had to pick up the pieces, reformation period, reform, and then co-create. We see this in history. They call it a reformation period. This universe is holographic. We emulate all of these things on every level. It's not an accident. So if you choose to see yourself as different and separate and have to tell us all your story, you don't, because we've lived it. Now, your trauma may be more extreme on certain levels, in certain ways, but it's all the same thing. It's all the same experience. It's all the same processing and perception. And it all changes the same way if you let it. You have to be open to receive, right? Not in the sense of forceful reception, right? You have to now cultivate a space of trust to let a man and the truth of what this all represents back into you, not by force, but by your own acceptance, your own trust, and your own will doing the will, right? A man and what a man represents cannot represent to you living backwards, which is evil. You're going to have to change your perspective to co-create and cultivate a healthy and desirable relationship. So again, upper level, you love yourself in the truth or are willing to seek that path. If you and other folks are unable or unwilling, then there's nowhere we can go with it. I guess enjoy the suffering and pain. I'm not being an asshole when I say that. Suffering and pain is our greatest teacher, if we let it be. A mistake is only a mistake till you refuse to correct it. Well, I'm here to let all you folks get noticed. It's no longer a mistake, right? I have the answer. It's not my way. It's not my answer, but I have it, and I can walk with you if you let it be. But many folks are not ready because they can't get out of their own way and the false projection in their mind of what they are, the world is, and everyone else in it. They can't unlearn what they've been taught and shown in many cases.